Good way to start the morning right here. Oh, I got a big one. My big guy.
Willie Edwards has spent his entire life surviving waters that have swallowed men whole. But nothing in his decades of experience prepared him for what happened just 3 days ago. What began as a routine alligator hunt in the Louisiana swamp turned into a living nightmare. One where his own boat became a prison and the water around him felt like a death sentence. The man many considered untouchable suddenly found himself fighting for every breath, every second, in a situation where survival was far from guaranteed. The first sign of trouble was almost invisible. About 90 minutes into the run, Willie felt a strange vibration in the hull, subtle enough that most people would have ignored it. He slowed down, checked his gauges, and found nothing obviously wrong. Trusting his instincts and decades of experience, he made the decision to continue at reduced speed. Under normal circumstances, it would have been a reasonable call. But beneath the surface, something was already breaking apart in a way no routine inspection could have revealed. 45 minutes later, everything collapsed. A sharp cracking sound echoed through the boat, followed by water rushing in through a section of the deck that should never have failed. In seconds, Willie realized the horror of his situation. The hull had suffered a catastrophic breach below the waterline in the worst possible place. He activated the bilge pumps, but the water was coming in faster than the system could handle. Within minutes, the boat was listing and the swamp was rising around his legs. As Willie sent out a distress call, another threat appeared. Alligators, drawn by the noise and splashing, began circling the sinking boat. At least 7 full-grown gators moved through the water around him, watching and waiting. Jumping into the swamp meant becoming prey. Staying with the boat meant holding it together long enough for help to arrive, if help even knew where he was. Willie chose to stay. For nearly 40 minutes, he did something almost unthinkable. He wedged his body against the failing hull, using his own strength to slow the flooding, gripping torn fiberglass and bent metal with bare hands while working the pump with his foot. His hands bled, his muscles burned, and the cold water drained his strength. All the while, the gators circled, patient and calculating, waiting for him to weaken. By the time rescuers finally reached him, Willie was barely holding on. The extraction took more than 20 minutes. Each movement carefully measured so it would not provoke the gators or sink the boat faster. When they finally pulled him to safety, his body simply gave out. His hands were shredded, his temperature dangerously low, and his eyes carried the hollow stare of a man who had looked straight at death. Minutes later, the boat sank beneath the swamp, disappearing forever. News of the incident sent shockwaves through the swamping community. Willie Edwards was known not just as a legendary hunter, but as one of the most safety-conscious men on the water. If this could happen to him, it could happen to anyone. Investigations soon revealed deeper problems, from undetected material defects to industry practices that quietly prioritized profit and production over safety. Willie's nightmare became a warning the entire industry could no longer ignore. Today, Willie is alive, but changed. His body is healing slowly, and his mind even more slowly. The swamp that once defined him now haunts him, yet he continues to fight forward, refusing to let that day be the end of his story. If stories like this matter to you, and you want the truth behind the headlines, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin, hit the like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next powerful story.